Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It is Tuesday. Tuesday means it's finally time to deliver you guys the Masked Hero deck build. Yeah, it's casual, it's fun. It was submitted to me by some of my friends, so I want to give a big shout out to Phil and the Hippie. Hippie, if you're out there, I also want to thank you for lending me one of your cards for this deck profile. We've got a 42 card hero build that is going to allow you guys to play a lot of heroes, but like a lot of mask heroes too. There's a couple substitutions I had to make, but they weren't too like crazy. But they are things that will allow you to play the deck a little bit better. So just let's get started. First and foremost, you're going to be playing 2 copies of Blazeman. Blazeman's going to be in here for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, when it's his normal or special summon, you can go ahead and add polymerization from deck to hand. This in and of itself is awesome, but it does get better, and I'm going to bring it up to the camera for you guys for the second one because I want you guys to see this. Okay, during the main phase, you can activate this effect. You cannot summon except for fusion monsters for the remainder of the turn. Send 1 elemental hero from the deck to the graveyard. This card takes on that card's attribute, attack and defense, until the end of the turn. So this is important because, again, we were using Homunculus the Alchemic Being when we were doing 3-time structure build with the Hero Strike, and it was because we wanted to pick and choose the attribute. Now, this is good in one instance because, like, again, this is a 42-card main deck. This allows us to thin down a little bit, regardless of which effect he's resolving. But it gives you more fluid ability to sort of, like, set up other plays while performing whichever mask change you want. We're doing this in alphabetical, so some of this isn't going to make sense. Like we got Honest Neos next. Honest Neos is sort of just like a one-of battle trick. There's a couple other reasons for his synergy. There are ways that we could just play him to play him. But realistically, you're most often going to be dropping him as a battle trick where he'll add his attack and defense. Or sorry, I think it's just his attack value. Add his attack value to one of your monsters that's currently in battle. Likewise, though, if he was on the field, this is where he sort of like transcends being honest. He can use your other elemental heroes to add their stats to his. So it's the battle trick that can trick the battle. Different. One of the cards that we needed to borrow, the card that I just couldn't get on order before the video needed to be filmed, was a copy of Liquid Soldier. Now, by far, this is one of the coolest looking heroes recently that I've seen. And for good measure, he's actually really darn good. When this is normal summoned, you can target a level 4 or lower hero in the graveyard and special summon it back. And if this is used as fusion material for a hero monster and sent to the graveyard or banished, you can draw 2 cards, then discard 1. Each of these effects is once per turn and only once at a turn, so obviously he's got some good juice behind him. It's sort of like if Bubble Man hit a huge upgrade. Next Searcher, we're going to be using Shadow Mist. When special summoned, this thing can add your change quick play spell from deck to hand. But if this is sent to the graveyard, then you could choose to add 1 hero monster from your deck to the hand with a different name, obviously. Again, this is one of those one effect and only once that turn effects. We do have solid soldiers, and we're going to be running 2 of this guy. When normal summon, special summon a level 4 lower hero from hand. And if this is sent from the field, monster zone to graveyard by spell effect, target 1 hero monster in the graveyard with a different name and special summon it in defense. These are, again, both once per turn effects. Stratus, probably going to be one of our bigger plays in the stack. One of the things that brings us the biggest consistency. Probably the reason he was given the nickname the Big Blue Gadget once upon a time. When summoned or special summoned, this card is going to allow us to pick and choose an effect. And as you guys know, modular effects are sometimes really good and sometimes not. Second effect is the one we will be resolving the most. When this card is summoned, we can go ahead and add 1 hero from deck to hand. And the reason we want to use this as much as possible is because it says just hero. So this is any hero subtyping. Additionally, you can destroy spell traps up to the number of other monsters you control that are not named Stratos. That's good. You do have an extra zone. This could be a potential lightning storm. So enjoy it. And that was it for the elementals. Now, we do have some destinies in here, and for a couple of reasons. Number one, they look awesome. Two, they are awesome. Three, they're all going to be dark. This is going to give us a great outlet for us to not only play another big boss monster at the end, medium boss monster in the middle, but this is also going to help us get into Dark Law too. So, first and foremost, we do have Dark Angel. If you have 3 or more Destiny heroes in the graveyard, discard this, target 1 in the grave, special summon it to the opponent's side of the field in defense. When it's a monster, when a spell or effect you activate resolves, negate the effect, and if you do, or if it did not have an effect, because some cards fail to resolve, destroy the card. During your standby phase, you can choose to banish this and 1 Destiny hero in your graveyard. Each player chooses a normal spell from their deck and places it on the top of their deck. So obviously, the wording should say you grab the card, you set it aside, you shuffle your deck, you offer your opponent a cut, and then you guys stack your decks. But he's got some cool effects. Like he's worth playing. We got 1 copy of Denier, and the reason we're only going to run 1 is because, like, if you look at the last three words here, he has a once per duel effect. When it's his normal or special summon, you can take 1 of your Destiny heroes from your deck or grave that is banished, place it on the top of your deck. This is good. This can help you extend Malicious. This can help you draw back into some other cards. Whatever you need. You can only have this once per turn. If a Destiny hero monster you could on your field or in your graveyard other than Denier, you can special summon this from the graveyard. So you just got to control 1. And then you can go ahead and get him back. That is the once per duel. Next up, you're going to play Malicious. Again, he does things. He's going to be bodies on board. He's going to allow you to do some cool extensions. He'll let you play your Link Climb. He'll let you do a lot of stuff in this deck. And then, of course, Plasma. Plasma is one of my favorites. It is a tribute to Special Summon, which is different. It is a triple tribute. Keep that in mind. Once he's on board, though, he's half a relinquished in the way that he will take half the stats of the monster he consumes and equips himself with, as well as doing a half field skill drain. Your opponent's monsters will lose their effects. Last monster in this, and again, this is like borderline that it would be a monster, are going to be 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Just generically my favorite hand trap, so we're going to sprinkle it in. Going to the spells, you're going to have 3 Hero Lives. This is important if this is your starting piece. You can auto-correct a lot of your plays from the jump. Hero Lives, half your life points while you control no face-up monsters. Allows you to special summon a level 4 or lower elemental hero from the deck. This allows us to get Stratos and immediately start popping off. This could also be the special summon that you need for your Shadow Mist. This could be a special summon for putting, Blaze Man on the field. Get the effects going. Whatever you need. Next up, as far as searchability is concerned, we're going to run 3 copies of Emergency Call. Again, this is good. This is going to get us any one of our elemental heroes at any time we want. Foolish Burial. Again, this is just here to start off your malicious plays. You could also throw Denier if you've already got another Destiny hero laying around somewhere. This way we can get to the board. We can go ahead and make our links, whatever we want to do there. 3 copies of Fusion Destiny. So this will allow you to fusion summon a fusion monster from the extra deck that lists a Destiny hero's material, using cards from hand and deck as material, but you have to destroy the monster during the end phase of the turn. End phase of the next turn, sorry. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon except dark hero monsters. You can only activate 1 of these per turn. This is fine. You guys already know what the boss monster is, but we'll show everybody else when we get to the extra deck. Next up, 3 copies Mask Change. We're going to go with the first one. There's no need to be discarding an extra card right now. Everybody in the deck is a hero. Save for Ash Blossom, but that's fine. 2 copies Miracle Fusion. It is just a way to get infused by banishing from field and grave to go into extra elemental heroes. We're also going to be using 3 copies Polymerization. Now, I went with my anime art because I just love it. But again, this is a good standard way to play just about everything in the deck. We are going to use 1 copy Reinforcement of the Army. Again, these guys are all warriors. It's going to search out everybody but like Malicious, Honest Neos, Plasma, and Ash Blossom. And then just to kind of like bring this up all the way to 42, I'm going to use 3 copies of Impermanence. Impermanence and Ash Blossom, they're just like really good. Like you kind of need them. You kind of throw them in just about everything you play type cards. So staples for a reason. Go ahead, take that screenshot or the pause and make some notes real quick. And I'll be back with the extra deck in just a moment. All right, and to start our extra deck, we're going to start strong with some Omni Heroes. So Omni Heroes, like all other normal heroes, cannot be special summoned outside of their initial fusion summon. And we're going to start with Absolute Zero and the Nova Master. Now, the way they work is Absolute Zero is a little more loosey-goosey on the rules. Ab Zero can be made by any type of hero plus a water attribute, whereas our Nova Master must be an elemental hero with a fire attribute. Absolute Zero would normally gain 500 attack for every face-up water monster on the field except for same-name cards. And when it leaves the field, it destroys all monsters the opponent controls. Nova Master just gets kind of punchy. Whenever he deals enough damage to a monster we destroy it by battle, we get to draw a card. So both good in their own rights. Next up, the big boss that everybody knew was coming because he's so goated, the Phoenix Enforcer. Level 6 or higher hero. Again, this could be Destinies. It doesn't have to be, but you know, we got Plasma and we've got Honest Neos, that was his name. So we could just do that plus any Destiny hero monster, which is again why we're allowed to use the Fusion Destiny. Monsters the opponents control lose 200 per hero in our graveyard, which again gets out of control pretty quick. Effect. You can only use each of the following once per turn. As a quick effect, you can destroy both one card you control and one card the opponent controls, or just one on the field. And then if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can activate this effect. Special summon one Destiny hero from your graveyard during the standby phase of the next turn. And what are we going to do? We're going to go ahead, we're going to destroy Phoenix Enforcer to destroy something that they have so that on the next standby phase, doesn't say our next standby phase, I don't think, we'll get this character back, which frees him from the destruction of Fusion Destiny, which is fine. And then since we got him during the opponent's turn and we can do it again, we can do this as an interruption. We'll get him back before our turn again. And the Phoenix Enforcer keeps doing Phoenix Enforcer things. So again, this is supposed to be a 2. Right now, I'm just running a Dominance in the place of the other because I just don't own a second one right now. Can I get a little focus, though, please? Thank you. This one just banks off being any 3 Destiny heroes. Does let us look at the top 5 cards of either deck, mine or my opponent's. Place them back in any order. When it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, I get to draw a card. And if he would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, and again, Fusion Destiny will be a card effect that's going to destroy it, we get to target 3 level 9 or lower Destiny heroes with different names in the graveyard and special summon them. The thing is, it doesn't say up to, so it really has to be 3. So play that one how you feel. I just did it for the simple extension for now. I will be going into another Destroyer Phoenix eventually. Moving into the masked hero portion of the deck, and again, this is going to be a good chunk out of our extra deck. First one I threw in was Acid. So again, we really only have the one play that lets us go into Ab Zero, but that one play that lets you go into Ab Zero lets you go into Acid. So once you've gotten into this, the trick is you want to go 0 to Acid. Obviously, you don't want to skip a step and just do that first. And the only reason is the way that their effects synergize into a full board wipe. Ab Zero says when it leaves field, goes to grave. Acid clears the back row as it enters. So again, you can stack these effects and go ahead and get the board wipe on a simple mask change afterward. And then if you guys have that Miracle Fusion still laying around, feel free to take that, I probably was a Blaze Man or something to let you do it in the first place. Take that and the other one of the fusions in the graveyard and just go ahead and get into your Nova Master and have 2 big monsters real quick. One of the darks that we're going to be using is going to be a copy of Anki. Number 1, 2800, never hurts. 2, this can attack directly, and when it does, the battle damage would be halved, but that's if it's a direct attack by this effect. When this destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, however, we can add a change quick play spell from the deck to the hand. So again, this helps us get into more mask changes real quick. which is always good. We're going to use 1 copy Hero Blast. Hero Blast on the special summon can target a face-up monster the opponent controls and have it. And it does make note that it is the current attack, not half the original attack. So if something's already been halved by something like Shrink or Lost Wind or whatever, this will still half it again. Additionally, once per turn as a quick effect, pay 500 life, target a spell trap the opponent controls, and bounce it. Put it back in their hand. So again, not too bad. Got double Dark Law. As you guys know, Dark Law is probably the premium dark option here. What's going to happen is any card going to your opponent's graveyard is going to get banished instead of going to the graveyard. And when they try to add cards from their deck to the hand, except during draw and damage step, I think it is. Yep. Then you can trigger the effect and make them have to discard one of their cards at random. So again, not too bad. We also use DN. DN is going to be our Earth attribute out for the masks. And what's going to happen here is when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, special summon a level 4 hero from the deck. Again, we're just saying it generically because generically she can pull anybody she wants. And then another hero, I just kind of want to throw this in there. It is Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. It's big like, it's almost like a yearbook photo, like a group shot. It's 1 elemental hero fusion monster plus any 1 or more warrior monsters, which is, again, the whole deck. This card gains 300 attack per material used. So again, base 2, that's 6, that makes it 31. This card can make a number of attacks on monsters each battle phase up to the number of monsters used as material. So that gets crazy real quick. It could go ahead and wipe the board. After damage calculation, if this battles a monster, destroy the monster. And if you do, inflict damage to the opponent equal to its original attack. And then finally, if this fusion summoned card is destroyed, special summon 1 warrior from your hand or deck. So again, if you do end up running it into something that's a little bit bigger than it, not only do you still get to destroy that card and do the damage, you still get to get its replacement and attack because that's another summon during the battle phase. Not bad. Going into the links, it's the last 4 cards. We're going to be playing 2 copies Cross Crusader, which is 2 warriors. If this link summoned, when this is link summoned, you can target 1 Destiny hero in the graveyard, special summon it. You can tribute 1 Destiny hero monster to add 1 hero with a different name from the deck to the hand. And each of these effects is once per turn and only once. No, yeah, each one of these is once per turn. Sorry, it's not but once per turn. Also, you cannot special summon except heroes during the turn that you use either of those 2 effects. And then the last 2 are pretty simple. We get Dread Decimator. Anybody he's pointing to and himself, as long as they're all heroes, get to gain 100 attack per hero with different names in the graveyard, and he can inflict piercing damage. So he can get pretty big pretty quickly. And then Wonder Driver helps us get back some cards. Any 2 heroes, if a hero monster's normal special to his own is points to, target a polymerization, fusion spell, or change quick play that's in your graveyard, set the target. Activate this only once per turn, and if this is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card in your possession is destroyed by opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 hero from your hand. So again, can designate its own replacement. And there you go. There you have it. There's the masked heroes. Again, special thanks to Phil for helping design this, and to Corey, my hippie friend, for lending us the hero that I could not get in the mail fast enough. And hopefully you guys all enjoyed this. So go ahead, do the things, don't do the things. Hopefully you do the things. Support the channel, please. It helps me continue bringing you guys fun content. But yeah, go out, have a wonderful day. And I hope to see you guys with the next spooky deck as we continue our Spooktober March. See you later.